Hey, and welcome to the Disability Podcast, the podcast where we talk about tips, tricks, and everything disability. So let's not waste any time and get right into this episode of the podcast. Welcome back to the Disability Podcast, and today I am very happy to be talking to Laura Bratton. And, well, I don't like to explain who they are on their behalf, so I'll jump into it. And so for listeners meeting you for the first time, let them know who you are.
So I was diagnosed with a very rare eye disease at the age of 9. And then through the high school years, I lost all of my sight. So I'm now totally blind, have a tiny bit of light perception, but not much.
So you were blind, you knew you were going blind when you were quite young.
Yes.
What do you remember about that period, and how did that change your mindset, especially during your, when you were young, growing up, going to school and all of
So
that stressful period?
Yeah. Yeah, not a stressful period regardless, right? When things are going well. My first mindset was denial. And what I mean by that, my thought process was, oh, I'll get my vision back. Or, oh, this will end by the end of high school. It was all trying to convince myself, which I knew that wasn't reality, but that was just survival. Then after the denial started the grief process of intense anxiety, depression, and just deeply grieving what I had just lost. So that my mindset pretty much throughout college, I'm jumping ahead, throughout high school was just the intense panic attacks and just the anxiety from the grief of life is now so hard while having to adapt while still going through high school.
Yeah, so puberty, high school, friends, all of that, all happening at the same time.
Right.
I mean,
all that mixed together.
The only way I can relate is, I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy when I was born, but I was only diagnosed with epilepsy when I was just turning 17.
Okay.
So that happened during all my crucial university exams.
Years. Yeah.
So
you understand.
That's the only. I understand from a different perspective.
Yes.
But yeah, it's a crazy time just for an ordinary person.
Yeah, you're right. 100%. Right? Is a difficult time just if everything's going well. Right.
Yeah. So what was the turning point? Was there a specific moment where you thought, okay, I can start, building a life like this, or I can use this to my advantage?
So it wasn't one specific moment. There wasn't like one day, one situation. It was a series of small moments. And what I mean by that is I was still so anxious, depressed, having panic attacks, trying to figure out how to live life without sight. The support around me was still believing in me. And I want to make it very clear, it was not the belief like, oh, you're amazing, honey. Like, you're so inspirational. It was just that constant support of, you still monitor this world. We'll figure it out and keep going. So as I had that support around me, it then slowly showed me and taught me, yes, this is incredibly hard. Yes, this is not what I would want. I wouldn't clearly choose this. And I still matter to the world. And I can regain my confidence. I still have purpose and meaning. I can still move forward with a full life. And what I mean by some of those practical resources of the support, my parents taught me as I was overwhelmed with the future. How will I ever do life as a blind person? Just overwhelmed with that fear. They taught me the mindset of living in the present. All we have to do is focus on today. And so that taught me, rather than being so overwhelmed with the whole future, just focusing on literally the moment. And the other major support that I received, and this is not going to sound like support when I say it at first, but it was my older brother. I have one older brother. He just continued to treat me normal. He didn't baby me. He didn't pity me. He didn't feel sorry for me. He just continued to treat me like that annoying little sister he wish would just like stop annoying him. And at the time, I was like, "You're mean. Don't you feel sorry for me?" But I say that was such a great support because it taught me I'm still me. I just can't see as well.
Yeah. I mean, I have a older brother as well, and he treated me exactly the same as you said.
And it's
And I
annoying in
think
the moment, right? Because you're like,
it's
"Feel sorry
annoying
for
at the
me."
moment. It's when you look back and you think, okay, but that gave me the motivation to just live my life to the fullest.
1000%. 1000%. Yeah. It just, that normalcy was such a gift in the midst of change, right?
Yeah, and I think, I mean, I'm not sure about you, but it also gave a kind of thick skin. Did it give you a thick skin, you know, to try and combat when there are those people who,
Yes. It gave,
unfortunately,
yeah, for me, it gave me that perspective of, oh, I can still just have the same interactions with people I've always had, right? Like, it's not like I'm some other weird person, right? Like, my whole identity hadn't changed. It's just I can't see as well. So, yeah, it just
yeah.
gave me that perspective of just continuing to have normal interactions. Yeah. So, it definitely helped regain my confidence.
I think people with family members are lucky in that sense because for them, there isn't much of a big difference. Well, there's not so much of a difference because if you imagine yourself without that support from your brothers or your brother, then I mean, do you think you'd have turned out the way you are now?
Absolutely not. And I think about that every day. Without his support, my parents' support, friends, again, like my brother, just continue to treat me normal. No, I absolutely, because here's what I would have done. I would have two options. One, I would have given up and just not believed in myself. Or two, I would have gone forward with that angry victim, like mad at the world mentality mindset. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm so glad you said that. I 100% know I would not be the person I am today without that family support.
It's I always think of it as a double-edged sword, you know. And at the time, it's really annoying, but then when you look back, as I said before, as we both said, it's a blessing in disguise. So
Yes, I thank you for saying that. I've never thought about that, but you're exactly right. Can I tell my family that?
yeah, you can steal it. You can.
Because it is so true. Because we laugh about it now. I mean, I'm 41 now. My brother's 46. We laugh about it now, but I'm like, I thought y'all were the meanest family on the planet, right? Like, I thought you were so mean to treat me that way. Yet that was the greatest gift you could have given me. So yeah, you are 1000% right. It is a total double-edged sword.
But I think it's also, I mean, in every day they treat you normal, but then if you really needed the help, I'm sure that they assisted when
Oh, of course.
um
Yes.
you needed it. I mean, I think
Yes.
that's one, I'm not sure about you, but with me, that's one thing that can really irritate me is people trying to offer me help when I don't need it.
Yes. And I wrote, again, I'm so glad you said that. I wrote a lot about this in my book. People assume they know exactly what I need.
Yeah, it's
And
it can get annoying.
most of the time, what they assume I need is not what I need, is not what is helpful. And so I talked about that in my book of the best support I can receive is a family member, a friend, someone saying, I'm here to support. Let me know what you need.
Yeah, when just, you know, they're aware, but they're not overbearing.
Right.
I think
Right.
So, I mean, we talk about the everyday stuff. What is something that you think? What is a tip or trick? Because my podcast is all about everyday tips and tricks. If someone's in your position, because everyone navigates the world in their own way.
Yes.
But what is something that you found helps you a lot that might help someone else listening right now?
The mindset of gratitude. And I want to explain what I mean by that. What I do not mean by that is be positive, thankful, happy, joyful all the time. That's not what I mean by gratitude. What I mean by the mindset of gratitude and what I do every single day, what I did this morning throughout the day, recognizing that in the midst of the hard, what we are appreciative. So a real world lived example, just what we were talking about. No, I'm not grateful that I went blind as a teenager. I'm deeply grateful that I had a brother that just continued to treat me normal.
Yeah.
I'm not grateful to be blind, yet I'm deeply, deeply grateful for the guide dog that helps me navigate the world. Technology that makes everything possible,
It makes
possible,
everything
right?
better.
So again, gratitude is not minimizing our difficulty. And this goes for disability or not, if it's something disability related in our life or just life with a disability. Validating our emotions and then choosing to move forward, focusing on what we are grateful for in the midst of the hard. So again, I want to make it very clear. It's not to cover up the difficulty, the pain, the loss, the grief. It's to recognize in the pain, the loss, the grief, what we're appreciative for.
Yeah. That's a good. I've never thought about it like that, but yes, exactly. I think you've hit the nail on the head. It's, um, but if we say, because we all know that disability comes with all of the problems that it comes with,
Yes.
but I always think it makes us see things and problem solve things in completely different ways. So, what has going blind enabled you to do that you probably would never have done if you never went blind?
I'm smiling and just laughing because that you said it perfectly. Problem solve. And I'm just the reason I'm smiling, it's hilarious. People will say to me, wow, you are such a good problem solver. You are such a good, like, you are so resourceful when it comes to solving problems. And yes, because that's my everyday life, right? Like, you have to figure out how to adapt and adjust when you're not sighted in a sighted world. So I would definitely say just the ability to problem solve and think outside the box rather than just these are the only options.
Yeah. What is
And
your
and I want to just quickly add, I don't even realize I'm doing it because I've done it for so long, right? Like, it's not like I think,
mm,
gee, Self, you're a great problem solver, right? Like, I don't, that's just part of my everyday, part of how I have to live. So that's just something that's had to be integrated into my everyday. So I don't recognize it. And then, but others will, when they call it out, I'm like, oh, yeah, that is how I have to live every day. Other people don't. Like, really? What do y'all do with your time? What do you do with your
I
time and energy?
I think it's because we do it every day. It becomes subconscious,
Right.
and then once it becomes subconscious, you don't realize you're doing it. But then it's because we see things from a completely different angle all the time.
Right. Right. All the time. And have
All
to,
the time.
right?
Yeah. For me, it's I have to figure out how to do everything with one hand.
Yeah.
which is surprisingly a lot. So, but people don't understand how I do it. But for me, it's, it's just natural.
You just
So
do it.
I just do it. I don't even think about it. I'm like, okay, you just, instead of doing that, you do this, and it all works, and nothing really changes
Right.
in the long run.
Yeah. And that's just part of your everyday, as you said, the subconscious integrated in.
Yeah, it's just, honestly, it's easier to think like that than it is to think how people do it for me, well, with two hands. So it's really,
Right. I
it's
totally agree. I completely agree. I mean, yeah, just a small everyday example in my world. If somebody drops something, most of the time I reach down and can find it quicker than the sighted people. Because I'm just programmed, I learned in high school, just how to search for things in a like methodical way. So you're not just like scattered all over the
yeah.
floor. And they're like, wow, I can't believe you found that so quick. So yeah, problem solving. You said
It's
that. That's definitely what I would say.
what I mean, we touched on it just briefly a couple of minutes ago, but I mean, for me, 15 years ago, the technology that was available to help me was not very much, shall we say. There was
Yes.
not very much stuff there to help. For you, what has been the technological advancement that you've seen and that you've been able to take advantage of? And
Siri and
on top of
Alexa.
that, does it
Truly,
actually help as much as they advertise?
yes. It just they help. So I mean, that's how I do my Instant Pot through Siri. I control my thermostat through Siri or through Alexa. I do it both through Alexa, but yeah, it's just. And also with that, so I use VoiceOver. It's a software that is on all Apple products. And
Mm.
yeah, it makes the phone, the computer, the iPad fully accessible. So I agree with you. When I was in college in the early 2000s, I was using JAWS and it wasn't as intuitive, it wasn't as advanced as it is now. So I would say just the daily application has been the best advancement, because in the early 20 years ago I was definitely not controlling my thermostat with Alexa, right?
Yeah,
Right. So yeah,
it
just
was.
the everyday task is such a gift.
Yeah, it's. I'm always wondering what's next on the
Next, I know,
what's
what
what are
has it been
people.
for you as far as the advancements?
Oh, for me, it's honestly, it's the kitchen appliances,
Yeah.
because cutting and doing all and chopping and doing all of that stuff with one hand, I could do it, but it was always take me 10 times
Yes.
as long as it should, and it just always, instead of something that takes half an hour to cook, you're cooking for 2 hours,
Right.
and that's a big chunk of the day when you're trying
Right.
to, have dinner. So it's just the small things that have just been refined. But honestly, I do think there's, for me or for people with hemiplegia like myself, there is still a long way to go.
Yes.
But every day there's new things, so it is an exciting area
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
to look
exciting
in.
time.
It's an exciting time. Um, well, what do you think, as we're talking about the future? What do you have in your personal work future that you're excited for?
So I am super, super excited. So I'm a keynote speaker and coach. So I travel around the United States speaking at different companies, organizations, and that is so my passion of taking my experience with blindness and then turning it into empowerment for all people, just developing a mindset. How do we experience change and navigate through change with resiliency? So I had the opportunity to speak to elementary or middle school, high school, college students, and so I love speaking to students to empower them as they go through so much change.
Yeah, it's an interesting time of life, the high school period.
A lot's happening, right?
I mean, I don't understand. I mean, for me, I don't know what caused me to have, well, my parents say it was the hormones because it was 17, because normally if you have hemiplegia, you can get epilepsy, but you get it in the first 5 years of your life.
Okay.
And I had nothing until I was 17.
Okay.
So everyone forgot that I could possibly have it.
Got
and
it.
It just suddenly happened. So they're just like something different. It's just, teenage years.
Oh. That's I get. So you get, you exactly what I mean. That all the hormones are raging as you're trying to adjust a new way of living, right?
Yeah, it's not, well, I look back at it as fun now, but in the time it was
not fun then.
It was not fun. It's all a joke now, but yeah.
Right, 100%. But then it was not a joke. It was all tears.
I think, I mean, we're almost coming to an end. But if I just ask you one final question, and it's an interesting one, what's one misconception about blindness you love to just retire?
The people who are, well, can I give a funny one and then a serious one?
Yeah, both. Let's have both.
A funny one would be people think if they talk louder, it's going to be more helpful to me. I can't see, but the
ears work fine.
Yeah, I'm like, my ears are fine. It's the eyes, but so many people talk louder. So I'm like, okay, please don't talk louder to a blind person. Do not talk slower. That's the funny one. The serious one would be, we're all in this human experience together. We're not that different. Yes, our needs, our day-to-day needs are different and look different than a sighted person. Yet at the core of our human experience, we all want to belong and be loved and know that we matter and have gifts to give to this world. So I think it's so easy. People assume I'm like a completely different type of human. Like, it's just completely different. So I would say, just to realize and take a breath, people with sight are exactly that. People without sight.
That's the only difference. I mean, when I was 18, I think I came across, I was just like, everyone is the same. Well, there's no such thing as a normal person. Everyone has something.
Right.
Everyone has something going on with them. So just, it is what it is. At the end of the day.
It is. Some are very, with me, it's very obvious, right? But some people, it's not obvious. But you're right. We all have something.
Everybody. Otherwise, there would be, I mean, there is no normal. Normal doesn't mean anything.
Right.
Everybody has their quirks, shall we call them.
Right. Yes.
Well, it's been lovely talking to you, Laura. And yes, it's been great. So if there's anything you want to say to advertise yourself, this is the time. And then we can say goodbye to you.
So I'd love just for people to go to my website and connect with me there. I would absolutely love to connect, get your feedback on gratitude. If you tried it, what you think, or you can be like me and not think it's going to work, be stubborn and try it out of being stubborn, and it actually works. So my website is laurabratton.com, and we can connect on LinkedIn, through email. All the resources are there to connect.
All the usuals. All right, we'll put all those in the show notes. And then, yes, thank you so much for coming on the Disability Podcast, Laura, and hopefully we'll talk again.
Absolutely. Thank you for this platform.
Thank you for listening to the Disability Podcast. Anything that you heard during the show will be linked in the show notes, including where to get more information about our guest, our Lunar Life newsletter, or anything else that you may find interesting. If you want to know anything more, leave us a comment. Please follow our Instagram, message us on LinkedIn, all of which also will be in the show notes. We hope to see you again next week. Thank you for listening.